Hey everybody, I'm Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It is time for our next Saturday with Stacy, YouTube class number 399. One away from our 400th YouTube class. Oh my gosh. For those of you who have been with me for like 10 years, you've seen my hair go short, long, short, long. You've seen me round out just a little bit over the years. I am a firm believer that I don't buy wrinkle cream at all. I don't own a wrinkle cream. I just eat until the wrinkles fill out. They just plump all out on their own. Now today I have got a technique-based YouTube for you. We're going to be playing with some things you have already seen, but I have a feeling that there's going to be some tips in here that you're going to be like, aha, who knew? Or yeah, I totally forgot about that. And for many of you, there's going to be some product in here that you have never seen before. Stellar product from Stampendous. Oh my gosh. And anyway, there's just lots going on. I have so much to share with you. I have got so many samples. It's craziness. The girls had way too much fun playing with the samples, and I even have a couple layouts for you. So wahoo kachoo. Now I've got winter chicken dinner to talk about, and I want to update you on the warehouse sale. I told you last week that I didn't have an update for you, and I would try this week, and I certainly do. We are currently processing orders up to, and this only applies if you have a warehouse sale order from last year. If you did not buy a die for 25 cents or 50 cents or $1, this means nothing to you. We are up to order number processing through 210904. So if you are 210904, 903, 902, all the way down into 209, I think we started with 209 100s is where I think we started. Anywhere in there, then your order has been paid for. If it's upstairs and being processed, you have received an email that your order is now gone from payment received to awaiting fulfillment, or perhaps from awaiting fulfillment to awaiting shipping, and with any luck, awaiting shipping to you received an email letting you know your order has shipped and is on its way to you with a tracking number. The first day is almost up. We have, I think we end around 211300, 211350. So after this once we are finished with 210904 and below, we only have maybe 300 or 400 more orders to go. We're almost done with the first day, which made up about 80% of the orders. Things will go a little quicker next time. Once we get past the second day is large too, but once we get past that day, which is nowhere near the size of the first day, then the days go. I mean, some days we have literally 30 orders from the warehouse sale, and that's it. Yay! We'll be able to get 2 or 3 days done in one day. And then the last day, all of you came back to make sure that there was nothing else that you wanted. So the last day is a little bit large. I appreciate your patience with this. We talked about not doing the warehouse sale last year because of circumstances that were going on. We decided to go ahead and go through with it. And who knew that we would be still closed? And still on a skeleton crew, but we are just going to be the little engine that could, and we will. So we appreciate all of your grace and your support and your understanding, and I am so excited to say the first day is almost done. Now, if you placed your order on the first day and you were a pay later order, we have invoiced all first day payments. So if you placed your order on the first day and you haven't paid for it yet, we sent you the invoice. You can give us a call here at the shop and we can either resend you another invoice or just take your payment right over the phone. There is a healthy stack of pay later orders that have not paid. So I'm hoping now that we are almost through with day one, everybody will get on the phone and start calling and taking care of those invoices because we have already purchased and paid for that product in good faith for you. So help me help you. Help me finish my commitment to you by you finishing your commitment to us when you click that submit button and you bought $50 worth of product and it should have really run you somewhere between $500 and $600 for that $50 worth of product. I would greatly appreciate it. It is the only way the sale can happen, is if people who choose pay later make their payment. Otherwise, we can't do it. There's no profit in this sale. Trust me, when you're selling something for $1 that should have, that at one time was $19.99, and we're selling it for even $1.99, my gosh, there's just not a lot of money there. But we do it to keep crafting affordable. We do it so that you can continue your hobby. And when you need black ink, I hope you buy black ink from a local independent mom and pop, or you come shop with us, because you got all of this other product for a wonderful price, and now you feel you can be creative. It's all about keeping people crafting. Any kind of crafting. Are you a knitter? Are you a painter? Are you an altered artist or a mixed media person? Makes no difference what you do, just that you do. So I'm excited that day one is almost over with the warehouse sale. It's like, I'll be able to go. Of course, then we have to gear up for the next warehouse sale. And oh yeah, there's going to be another warehouse sale. Are you kidding? The manufacturers love the warehouse sale. Love the warehouse sale. I'm not sure what month it's going to be in, because we're still trying to open up our retail store. So we'll get there soon enough. I'll let you know when I know. But all of this year's warehouse sale has got to ship before we can even think about another one. But we're getting there. My heart is so happy. We have billed all of day one. Okay, so winter chicken dinner. Let's talk about that. I know. Hello. Hi, Donna. I have two winter chicken dinners here. They have each received a $25 gift card in their online account. And let me tell you, this is a flash sale. I've got a flash sale for you today from Stampendous. Oh my gosh. In fact, well, let me do this and then let me tell you about that. So our first winner is Donna Gearing. Hello, Donna. How are you? You're a winter chicken dinner girlfriend. Oh, wahoo kachoo. But you are not alone. We have Kathy. Kathy Patterson. Hello, Kathy. How are you doing today? Are you jumping up and down? Are you going, no, yes, no, yes? You won a $25 gift card. And Donna and Kathy, it's already in your online account. Go spend it. Have fun. Take advantage of the flash sale. It's a wahoo kachoo. All right, let's do a quick winter chicken dinner dance. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo kachoo for you. Congratulations to both of you. If you would like a chance to be a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, it's easy peasy. You have to subscribe. There's a heart with an SMS in it. Put your mouse over it. A little subscribe bar will come up. Just click it. We would really appreciate it. They say if you don't ask, you don't get. So I am asking you to please subscribe to our channel. And then once you do, you can leave a comment down below. And if you are live chatting with us, the live chat comments do not count. We live chat every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Sunny California time. Hundreds of people are on the live chat. Come and join us. You will definitely make new friends. I promise you that. Okay, so the flash sale. I did that. The flash sale. Let's talk about that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the product. Normally I don't do that because usually, this is a class and I'm here to teach you. But because the product is so limited and some of the SKUs I only have 30 of. Really, we only have 30 of. Some we have 45, some of them we have 99, one of them we have 142. I want you to see the product first, and that way if you want it, you go put your order in, because when they are gone, they are gone. It is from Stampendous. There are 25 different SKUs for you. The retail price of the set is, well, it's a stamp and die set. So stamp and die set that we have bundled together. The stamp sells for $9. The die sells for $9. So the original retail was $18. It is on a flash sale. You're going to get both of them for $6.99. I know. Right? probably shouldn't have done that. I'm going to get comments about that, but I don't care. That's a flash sale, people. Taking 20% off of something is not a flash sale. Taking 40% off of something really isn't a flash sale. Come on, $18 down to $6.99, die and stamp. All right, I'm gonna pull them over, I'm gonna tilt down, I'm gonna show them to you, and I'm gonna show you some samples quickly, because then we've got to move on. Are you ready? Down we go. And for those of you who have never watched me before, yep, this is how I am in real life. Pretty much all the time. I mean, there are times where I am not as perky, absolutely, but for the most part, what you see is what you get with me, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so I have got, gosh, I'm gonna move that way. Maybe I can get it. I don't want it to, there, maybe. Okay, so I don't want the glare. So I've got stamp coordinating die set. Originally, the stamp sold for $9. The die sold for $9, $18 retail. Now on sale for $6.99. Amazing, I know. Here, stamp, die, $6.99. Stamp, die. Now, if you are just a stamp person, we will have just the stamps on sale for $5.99 as opposed to $9. But they only have so many dies left. That's the reason for the flash sale, is they only have so many dies left. So we can only sell the bundle to how many dies they have left. Isn't this one darling? Stamp, die, $6.99. Stamp, die, $6.99. Stamp. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you the stamps because you're going to assume that all of them have the die. Isn't he cute? So the stamp and die set, $6.99. Stamp and die set, $6.99. Look at this one. Wait till you see the sample that Claire did with this. It's so stinking cute. Are you new to the hobby? Are you new to crafting? Let me tell you, $6.99. This is the time to pick up stamps and dies. These dies will go through your Cuttlebug. They'll go through a sidekick. The new sidekicks have thicker plates. They'll go through a sidekick. They'll go through a Cuttlebug. They'll go through a Big Shot, a Big Kick, a Vagabond, a Sizzix Big Shot Pro, a Plus. It'll go through a Grand Caliber. It'll go through a Spellbinder's Epic 6, Epic 8, or I think it's an Epic 6, a Platinum 6, a Platinum 8. Look at all of these styles. And again, some of them I have literally 30 of, some of them I have 50 of, some of them I have 100 of. But when they are gone in the bundle with the die, because we can only sell to how many dies they have left. $18 down to $6.99. That is a flash sale. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm almost done. Told you there's a lot of SKUs. But I don't want you to not see them, and then by the time you see them, you go, I love it, but then it's gone. So now everybody is clicking off the live chat right now and heading over to the website. You can have 2 tabs open on your computer. Cute, right? And all of these bundles have the dies. If you just want the stamps, we do have just the stamps because they had more stamps than they did dies, and we have those for $5.99 as opposed to the $9. Okay, that was all of them. Now let's show you just some quick samples using them, and then we will get on to class. And I do have 2 layouts for you. Isn't that so cute? Oh, and I can turn my light back around. There we go. And turn my light back around. How beautiful that is. $6.99 for the stamp and die, $5.99 for the stamp only. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to be working with Tombow markers today. We also have a special on the Tombow. We have got about 50 sets left maybe of these. Same thing there. What we have them when they're gone, they're gone. These retailed for $16.99. They were supposed to go to Michael's. Michael's didn't take them. We've had them for $9.99, and the best I can do is $8.99 for them. So I have, I don't know, 6 different sets, I think. And if you like dual brush markers or you don't own any, this is the lowest price I think you'll find them absolutely anywhere. $8.99 for 6 markers is incredible, and they last forever. So we're going to be playing with those today. And we're going to start with those, and I am going to start super simple for people. That way anybody who hasn't seen this before understands what we're doing. But then I'm going to move into a little bit more technique-y and a little more creativity, where you can pull out what you already own and use this one tool to make it so much more. Okay, so I am going to play with watercolor paper today. I've got my watercolor cardstock. I'll tell you, this is Art Creations. It's by Royal Talons. They're actually postcards. So it's a watercolor postcard, which is kind of cute. Is it the best watercolor paper on the market? No. The Van Gogh watercolor paper that we sell and we use, oh my gosh, is that the best watercolor paper? It's fabulous. This is okay, and for what we're using it for, it's more than okay. It works beautifully for the job we want it to do today. So I'm going to be playing with watercolor paper, and I'm going to pull a couple pieces out just so I have it. And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. All right. Now, one of the sets I have is this little girl set. Little girl set, and $6.99 gets you the stamp and the dies. And you're like, oh, but Stacy, I don't do little girls. I don't have any grandkids. I don't have a daughter. That's okay. For $6.99, forget her. You're going to want the balloon, the sentiment, the little grass, the little doggy. I mean, even if you don't do her for $6.99, even if you don't do the doggy and her for $6.99 with the die and the stamp, you can't find anything comparable. Even if all you use are those 3 pieces, it's still an unbelievable value. So I'm going to stamp real quick with these, and I'm going to bring over my stamp mat, and I've got my Couture Creations blocks. Okay, so these are Couture Creations blocks. Once you own a set of blocks in the size you need, you never have to buy them again. We used to carry these from Do Crafts, and then Couture Creations brought them out and Do Crafts didn't have them. These are $12.50. $12.50, and we'll put them on a YouTube Yummy at 20% off. Oh my gosh, there are companies that sell 1 block for more. It brings it down to, so that would be $10. Yeah, I think $10. $12.50. So 10% of 125. Yeah, $10. We know companies that sell 1 block for $10, let alone getting 5 in the cute little storage. So I'll put these on sale too. because you're going to need a block if you're going to want to stamp. Now, the stamps that we have for you today are rubber stamps. So they are a beautifully etched stamp and easy to use, easy cleanup. And I'm just going to stamp on it real quick. Now, the first ink I'm going to play with is an India ink. So this is Black India ink from Hero Arts. And this ink is different than a Memento ink. And I'm going to show you the difference between these two inks. All black inks are not alike. All inks are not alike, and you need to use the right ink for the right project. And you really, today, it's important that you know the difference between these two, because if you don't, well, you'll see what will happen. Trust me, you'll be like, oh no! All right, so I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm on a gush pad. What's a gush pad? A gush pad is just a nice piece of sturdy foam. This is a special density foam that allows you to stamp beautifully. If you're stamping onto a hard surface with your paper, there's nothing for your stamp to sink into. But if you use a gush pad, well, then your stamp has got some room to hit the paper and kind of sink in, so it makes a really great connection. I'm just gonna stamp, let's see, one. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, ABC. This is quick and easy. And maybe 2. Oh, I missed it. And I can't line it back up because I'm not on a platform. All right, well, I'm gonna put that one aside and we're gonna start again because I'm not gonna try and reline it up. So, oops. Later on, I'll go back and I'll try and fix that. We'll see. So I want kind of maybe 1 better. And maybe 2. And I don't know, maybe 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. All right, so I've got some stamps over there, and maybe I'll just put a couple. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. So I've stamped with India ink from Hero Arts. India ink is a permanent type ink. It is not an alcohol-based ink, but the pigment does not move with water. That's a beautiful thing about India ink, is that it does not move with water, not even on watercolor paper. So now that I've stamped, let's take this, put that there. Maybe I come back and stamp again. I don't know. Let's color a little bit. So I said I'm going to play with my Tombow markers, and Tombows really are the easiest marker to use out there. Can you, oh, perfect. Can you just color with it and go? Yes, absolutely, easy peasy. Yes, I can just take it like a regular marker, go in there, and let's use a slightly lighter color so you can see the lines. Oh, that's too light of a color, too light of a pink. Oh, better. Yeah, I can just go in there and just use it just like a plain old marker. And because of the brush tip that it has, that brush tip is beautiful. Brush tip lets you do a very fine or a very thick line. It'll also do a very fine line, all with the same tip. But they are double-sided. So on the other side, you have a bullet tip if you wanted to write something. So very user-friendly and very inexpensive, even more inexpensive if you get them in the sets that we have. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one to the side and I'm gonna play with this one. So as opposed to using it as just a marker like I did here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna palette paint, which means I'm gonna scribble right onto my craft mat here. And this is a simply refined craft mat. It doesn't move. It's non-stick on the top and non-slip on the bottom. I was the first one to ever come out with this craft mat, so I'm very proud of it, but I have been knocked off, and that's okay. You know what? It's the highest form of flattery, so I'm just fine with it. But it is a beautiful, no matter how much, and it's not stuck down with anything. Nope, you can just peel it right back up. There's a silicone on the back side that keeps it from moving. It's a happy day. So I'm going to palette paint, and by palette painting, I'm just going to put some color. This time I am going to go darker so you can see the color. I'm going to put some color right on my craft mat. See that color right there? Does it have to be on your craft mat? No. Gosh, you can even use, can I use the packaging from that this stuff came in? So let's clean that up. So here's the packaging that my stamps and dies came in. I could put it right on the packaging. You just need something that's non-porous so that the ink is not going to dry right away. Then I'm going to take my blender pen, and it's really not a blender pen. This is a colorless pen from Tombow. It has the properties of the ink without the color, and as long as it runs clear, doesn't matter what color your nib is, because you're going to use it with all your colors. The benefit of using this is it allows you to take that color and kind of soften it out and tone it down to what you want it to be. So I've got that there, and I can come over. Maybe I am too close, I can come over and palette paint. And I'm just going to tone that color on down. In fact, I'm going to use this to help tone my color down. I'm going to take off some of that color, and I'm just going to keep on bringing it on down, and it's going to create my midtones and my highlights and my depth perception. I mean, easy peasy. If you want to go in and add a little bit more color, you pick up a little bit more color. And I can go back in on the top. Wipe it off, and then keep blending it on down. So Tombow markers on watercolor paper are amazing. They are totally stellar. And in just a matter of a few minutes, you can literally have everything colored with one marker. And I keep taking the color off so that it blends down. I'm putting my darker colors at the top where now my light source is coming from under there, but so in just a matter of a few minutes, you're coloring. Now I can take this exact same color on my paper or on my plastic. I can take this and get it onto my, see, look at that, it just reactivates it. Look at that, just reactivates it. I could wipe so much of it off that then I can come in and color my balloon. Just a super light shade. super light shade of pink. Sticking to me. So that with one marker, I colored the dots, I colored the balloon, all with just one pen and the N00. This is what makes it possible. I can't put the marker down. I can't put the marker down. No, I still feel like I'm too far away. Maybe I need to go down more. Maybe that's better. Okay, I can't put the marker down and color it in and then bring over my N00 and think that I'm going to be able to take it and blend like I do here. It's not the same. It'll move around, but it's not going to give you the same highlight and low lights and tone on tone. Palette painting is what gives you that, and picking up the color, whether it be on a piece of plastic or tin foil. I know they don't call it tin foil anymore, but that's what my parents called it, so that's what I call it. And picking that up and then going in. And putting it down. And if you want more color at the top, then you go back in and add more color at the top. And just keep, and it'll just blend on down. And because this is watercolor paper, the paper doesn't get all, it doesn't have all of the little fuzzies to it. Easiest way to color, honest to goodness it is. This was using India ink. What if I did the same thing, only this time I used Memento ink on watercolor paper? So let's grab my balloon again. And mind you, so I could color all of that in and then take my saying that goes with it, my cute little have a carefree day, put that down. Bring over my gush mat. I could have colored this whole thing in. Have a carefree day. Mat this on some pretty pink paper and put it onto my card base. I could almost be done. It's just that simple. And remember, the stamp that I'm using comes from the set with the little girl. Okay, you love the little girl and you can't wait to do the little girl, but maybe you don't have a little girl or don't need a little girl. But my gosh, the balloons and the sentiment and the little doggy, they make it all worthwhile. See, now that I've got it closer to being done, do I do it? It's only paper. There. There. I could have put a ribbon over here. Whatever makes my heart happy. But I want you to see how versatile these stamps are, even if there's a part of the set that you're not 100% in love with. It's okay. For $6.99, getting the stamps and the dies. I mean, you even have the little die that cuts out the little kitty. So cute. All right, let's take over and bring back my Memento ink. And let's see, what else do I have down here? Oh, I have a little kite. I have a little boy with a little kite. Again, you may not love the little boy, but the little doggy's super cute, and the kite is super cute, and the little grass. And you have make today so awesome, yesterday gets jealous. Okay, and it has the dies to go with. So the dies that go with this one is for the little boy and the kite and the doggy. Super cute. So let's play with the kite. And this time I'm gonna use Memento ink. So put my stamp right onto my block and see, it clings. If there's ever a time where your stamp is not clinging, whether it be a clear stamp or a rubber stamp, chances are your block is dirty. Wash your block, wash your stamp, get your oils off of it from your hand, or maybe embossing powder or talc powder, whatever you have that's causing it not to clean. Just wash it off, let it dry, and then poof, it will cling right all over again, like brand new. Okay, so how about we do some kites? And this time, Memento ink. What kind of ink am I using? Yes, Memento ink. Totally different than an India ink. And let's just do some kites. Kite. 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 Okay, I got some kites going. Then let's take and do our little, let's do our little doggy. Let's put him right here. And then some of our grass with our little flowers. All with Memento ink. Well, maybe too much, but that's okay. And then last but not least, have a carefree day. Color it, and you're done. But why did I use a different ink? Let's see, where's my little guy? Oh, he was supposed to have make somebody's day so awesome. Well, they all mix and match. Okay, let's get him over here. Why did I use a Memento ink? Let's just wash, rinse, and repeat. Let me take my Tombow and my pen. This time maybe I'll use a lighter color so you can see. My pen, I'll put some down. Pick it up with my N00. This one's a new one. That's why I closed it back up. Look at how pretty that nib is. I'm going to use this one. Come over here, kind of get an idea of what my color looks like. And then I can go in and color. And pick it up and go in and color. Okay, and then we'll do the center one. Okay, so what is it that I need you to see? I need you to see that the pink picked up my black. Where my color did not transfer here, where my color did not transfer here with the India ink on watercolor paper, it did transfer with the Memento. You can see hints of black in those colors. So the Memento on regular cardstock does not move. But on watercolor paper, you're going to have to either let it dry fully and completely or use an India ink so that you don't have it where it is blending in. If I was just using a piece of regular cardstock, what you have in your stash, and I used Memento ink or a Memento ink to stamp in my Tombow markers, that black would not have bled into it. So keep in mind, different ink, different paper does different things. If you are using a watercolor paper, whether it be kind of the lower end or the higher end, whatever you've got, you're definitely going to want to have an India ink that does not move. Super important. Okay, so that's the easy part of this. And then I can come back and die cut, and maybe I will. Perhaps, we'll see. I want to move on to the next step, which is the mirror plate. The mirror plate, yes, the mirror plate. What is a mirror plate? Well, this is by Stampendous. And I've done it before. I haven't done it for quite some time, but it is, theoretically, it is exactly what a clear stamp is made of. Which side do I want to take off? Oh, I've already got this one going. It is what a clear stamp is made of. It's just a solid sheet of the polymer that's used to make a clear stamp. Now I've pulled off the top piece here, and I don't know that I'll ever put this back on. But just like your other clear stamps, before I can use this, I really want to clean it off. And I cleaned mine off with a little bit of hand sanitizer. So you can kind of see it's got this film on it. That's from being the production process of it being made. I take a little bit of alcohol. I just want to give it a good wipe down. I don't want it to be sticky. And when it comes off the liner the first time, it tends to be sticky. Now you can attach this to a block, absolutely. I tend to just leave the back liner on and use it that way. But what does a mirror stamp do? Well, easy peasy. Let's get some more of my paper. And let's go ahead and get a stamp set. Love this one. Again, $6.99. Comes with the dies to go with. Grab my block. And I'm going to continue to work on watercolor paper. Okay, so let's take and stamp. I'm going to use my India ink. Which direction do I? I guess this way. I'm going to use my India ink to stamp down. And 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, pull up, There's my image. Look at how crisp and clean and beautiful that is. But now I want to do the mirror image. Can you get a mirror image? Yes, that is what the mirror plate does. This gives you an opportunity to put something in the opposite direction, giving you 2 stamps out of 1. So this is where you're all going to go, oh! Okay, so I'm going to ink up with my India ink pad. And instead of stamping here, I'm going to stamp here, right onto my mirror plate. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, pull up. Oh, I didn't get such a great stamp, but that's okay. There's my image. Now I turn it over. And just put my image on down. And give a rub. Pull off. Not so great. Not so great. And there's my image. And there's my image. Let's add some alcohol. And there's my image. Okay. For mirror stamping, India ink is not the ink that's going to make your heart happy. It just isn't. It's going to leave the image permanently on your mirror plate. No getting it off, which is why what ink matters. The ink makes a difference. I am now forever going to have that lovely mushroom on that mirror plate. Absolutely. Do you know what else may stain your mirror plate? What if I took one of my Tombow markers and let's see. Take a little alcohol. You need to test your inks on your mirror plate before you use it. The rule to a mirror plate is if it will ink your stamp, if the ink, when you use it, will leave the color on your stamp, it will also leave the color on the mirror plate. Now, quite often with a clear stamp, we love to use India ink when we're using regular paper. I love to use my India ink on a clear stamp because it does leave the stamp with a black outline. So when I turn it over, it's easy for me to see what I'm stamping. But on a mirror plate, I don't want that there. No. So how do I get rid of that? Well, you don't. You're kind of stuck with it. Let's pull over another one. Let's open it up. Let's clean it off. Give it a good scrub. You want it so that it's not sticky anymore. And I'm just using a little bit of alcohol. Go in there and Give it a good scrub, just like you would your regular clear stamps when you get them. You wash them or stamp off with them. We can absolutely stamp off with this. I could bring this over and I could take my memento and I could put it, see, it's still a little sticky. I could put it all over. We're just trying to kind of prime it, just like a good pot, your cast iron skillet. You season those things, right? I'm assuming you do. I don't really cook, so. But this gives me an opportunity to kind of get that mirror plate primed to go. And then wipes right off. The memento will not take your image and leave it there. I want to do it, do it one more time. Just to stamp off one more time. Kind of cool. And let's clean it off one more time. So all a mirror plate is a solid piece of polymer that is used with the stamps. That's used to make the stamps. So you have to treat it as such. Okay, let's try again. Now I'm still going to stamp on watercolor paper, but I'm going to stamp with memento. That means I'm going to have to let it dry for a second or two so that it doesn't bleed. You can't go immediately into it. And I'm going to take my mushroom. Maybe I'll put my mushroom in the center and take my butterfly. Well, let's just do it. So my mushroom with my memento ink. Do you have to use watercolor paper? No, you can absolutely use just plain cardstock. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. Looks good. And let's do a mirror image. So I'm going to bring my mirror plate over. Ink it up. Put it down. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Woo! Make sure that I have my impression and I can see it. And then we put it down there. Now, a mirror image is always going to be a lighter image than your original because it's actually a second generation stamp. I've stamped onto this and now I'm transferring that ink over here. And let's see what we got. You've now taken one stamp and made it into two. I could take, and remember, it wipes right off. The memento ink wipes entirely off. Crystal clear again. Unlike my India ink, which has left a lovely image, and my Tombow marker. Different inks do different things. So let's wipe this off. I'm going to bring over the butterfly that comes with the mushroom set. And I'm going to put it down. Let's see. Let's grab a smaller block. I'm going to ink it up with my memento because I'm going to want to do a mirror image too. And maybe we put him 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. Got him there. And let's go ahead and do a mirror image. Bring over my mirror plate, make sure it's completely dry. Still a little tacky. That tackiness is going to rub off in time. Ink up. Stamp. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And now I can clearly see my image. Clearly see where my image is. I can turn it over. And decide where I want it to be. And pull up. And then my little sentiment that goes with it. It's the little things. And now I can color. I want to let this dry. I think it's pretty good. The mushrooms should be pretty good. And clean off my stamp. One, 2, 3. And now I can take my markers and color whatever color makes my heart happy. And again, you just want your Memento ink to be dry. I can't go as quickly as I did with the India ink, but you can't mirror stamp with the India ink. So now I can just go in there and color till my little heart's content. And if I didn't want to do palette painting, I could absolutely take my marker straight. And I'm going to have this, as opposed to top to bottom, light and dark, I'm going to go, the center will have more color and my outside edges will be lighter. All right, just starting to color. That's all I'm going to do is just color. I could put darker under my bottom. And as long as my ink is dry, I am good to go. And Memento just takes a few minutes for it to dry. Can you take a heat tool to dry it? Sure you can. But all I'm trying to do is get some color in here. And I can come back and add dark color onto the top. And just play. You're just coloring. But the important thing about this whole lesson is that mirror plate. This is key. This is crucial because if you don't use the right ink, you will find that, Let's see, what do I have? Oh, I have this one. If you don't use the right ink, you'll find that you have left a permanent addition to your mirror plate. So let's take, how pretty is that, right? And it comes with a die. And let me get my block. Anybody see what I did with my lid? Oh, found it. Thank you very much. I appreciate you telling me. And let's ink it up with, now if you're not going to use the mirror plate, then absolutely use your India ink on your watercolor paper. If you're using regular cardstock, then it's not going to make a difference. You can use the Hero Arts India ink or the Memento black if you're using just plain old cardstock. It's when you're using your watercolor that's going to make a difference. I don't know, here. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. And then let's ink it onto my mirror plate. People tend to think black ink is black ink is black ink, but it's not. I'm on my mirror plate. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. I can see my impression. Come on over here. Decide where I want it. Maybe there. Give a good press. Make sure I got a good press and pull up. And now I've got dual image. And I can go in there and color the way I want. And I would trim those stems right off. Then I'm ready for my sentiment. You can't get this look without a mirror plate. You need to see the opposite. It needs to flip. And the only way to get it to flip is using something that you're going to be able to stamp onto and then stamp here. Is this the same as a jelly plate? Yeah, meh, yes, no, kind of, sort of. This is definitely thinner, much thinner than a jelly plate, and it doesn't have as much wiggle wobble. Jelly plates really will woo, and you can press into them and they go woo. This does not have it. This has got a little more density to it, giving you the structure that you need so that when you push the stamp into it, it doesn't go gush. If this was a jelly plate, sometimes pushing a stamp into it, the stamp, just like a gush pad, is going to sink in and it's going to smush and make the lines blurry. This needs to have that density to it so that when you stamp on it, it still takes the transfer without it going to mush. And then I have Sending You a Smile or On Your Birthday. Oh, and I've got the little bee. How cute with the little bee. That would be B-E-E-B-E, B-B. I have to see which way he stamps. Let's see. Bring this on over and, oh, okay. So I got my little bee going. I can maybe put him. I don't know, maybe right there. Oh, perfect. I got my little bee now on there. And if I want to reverse my bee, no problem. Take my mirror platform, ink up my bee, go 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, make sure I've got a good impression, which I do. Come over, and now there he is in the center. It takes that stamp and doubles it. So for your $6.99 for the stamp set and the die set, and if you add a mirror plate, oh my, I think of all the stamps you own that you've always wished, gosh, if I could just flip it, if I could just rotate it. Well, now you can, and it's just as easy as this. But the ink is super important. I don't want you to get it and then go home and, well, not home, when it ships to you, and you stamp with a StazOn or India ink you may find, or a marker that is going to leave permanent. You have to try. You have to maybe put a little bit on here, or try a clear stamp that you're not overly crazy about to see if it will stain it. I promise you, Memento will not. So if all you do is put a note, Memento ink only, then you're going to be good. This I promise. Now, what else can you do with this? Did I say it was kind of like a gel plate, but not really like a gel plate, but sort of like a gel plate? Because it doesn't have the same gush. Let's play with the mementos. I'm going to dry off it needs to be completely dry when you use it, especially when you're stamping, because if you stamp into a little wet puddle, it's going to make that image a little bit blurry. So you always want to make sure it's dry. Okay, so let us go, and this time I'm gonna play with just ink. What if I just took ink? See, I still feel like it's so far, I don't know, I'm off of, I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. It's gonna be fine. Until we don't have any high-tech people running the equipment here. Just me. What if I just put, so I'm starting with my lightest color of Memento. This is Toffee Crunch. Lightest color of Memento. Then what if I put some green down? This is Bamboo Leaves. A little bit of green. Then what if I put some Nautical Blue down? So you always start with your lightest color and then work to your darker color. If I had started with my Nautical Blue and put that down first and then came back over with my Toffee Crunch, first there'd be blue in here, which isn't the worst thing because it'll come out, but this color's never going to be seen. It'll be absorbed in by the blue. So you always start with your lightest color. Now you're saying, Stacy, I see all of those little dewdroppy shapes. Do you see all of those little dewdroppy shapes? I don't want those dewdroppy shapes. Okay, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. How about I just take some water? Now, Memento typically does not move with water, except for on a mirror plate like this. And I can go in and I can let it run into each other. I can even, if I want to, where it hasn't blended, I can even take my finger and just kind of blend it around so I don't have any of those dewdroppy outlines. Then I can take my paper and right over the top. And start making watercolor. Oh, what do you think? Not so bad, right? Let's do that again real quick. So I'm just gonna use the same colors and then I'll change them up. I'm not even gonna clean it. I'm just gonna take my Toffee Crunch and look at it. I'm just gonna put it all over. All over. Now you may like a little bit of negative space like I did in this one. And then you would just bounce it all over. You never know what you're going to get, but if you like the look of watercolor and you just cannot get yourself, it just is difficult for you, how about no worries? What if I even put just a little bit of the dark, dark, dark brown in here? Just a little. Who knows? You never know what you're going to get. And can you do this on regular cardstock? Absolutely you can. Little spray of water. Kind of let it do its thing. If you want to make sure that there's no little areas that look like the dewdrop, I'm just kind of gonna make it roll all over. Take my paper. Do I want a little green up here? Oh well, let's see what we get. You never know what you're gonna get until you do it. Oh, and I could go back in and add. Look at it's still wet over here. I could go in and push and pull up more. And if I wanted to, I could go back in with my light color. And a little bit of my dark color. And a little bit of a spritz. Can you use a brayer? I suppose. I'm just a let's do it type of girl. Now is it going to be too much? Oh, it's just, I added more brown to it. It's beautiful and easy. This is easy watercoloring. What if we took, these are gorgeous. We'll come back and do something with those. What if we took the yellows and the oranges and the reds? Okay, so I'm going to dry this because I want to make sure that my ink sticks. If it's wet, the ink isn't going to stick. Okay, that feels pretty good. I should wipe that up while I'm here. Okay, how about we take my yellow? And then some orange. And then some ladybug. You typically don't do this with Memento inks. This isn't what Memento inks are known for. And let's spritz. Best misting bottle ever by Couture Creations. Love it. You can kind of let it run and let's see if you can see it. See, it's kind of running into each other, and any place where there's a little bit of a dewdrop look to it, I can either spritz it to make that disappear, and then I can take my paper and over the top, and bam. And see, it's still a little wet there, so I can go back in and kind of pull that up and add. Okay, that's beautiful, beautiful watercolor look. Absolutely gorgeous. It took nothing to do it. It took nothing to do this. Nothing to do this. And now you can go in and you can stamp. do one more. It's a mirror plate. Yes, that's what its intended use was, for you to be able to take your stamp and make a mirror image of it. But what if you can do more? What if you can take it and do more? And know that it comes with instructions. There's a little sheet of instructions inside on how to use the mirror plate. But what if you can do more with it? What if we took the beige and that blue and the dark brown and no green. And we misted it up. We kind of let it run into each other. Any place there's a little dewdroppy side that I'm not happy with, I can just daub it. Let's see what we get. Oh my gosh. See, I've got some there, so I can go back in and kind of put that down and grab it from over here and add some over there and just kind of play. Right? It's beautiful and it's easy. And then we go in and we stamp. So let's grab my India ink. Let's put it right in the center. What do you think? Right in the center. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. And then I can come back. With my memento marker, or my Tombow markers. And let's grab, and I can put a little green and pick that green up and then go in and color my leaves right on top. You're like, no. I'm like, yes. Right on top. And what if I just leave the flowers exactly the way they are? And all I add is the green for my leaves. Trim that out, you're done. Mat that on something, but what if you did want to go in and add more color? Okay, what if we grab this one? A little bit there, a little bit here. And I go in and I just add a little definition. just to give some depth perception. Look how pretty it is once you add a little bit of depth perception to it. This is piece of cake. What if you don't want to use these and stamp on them at all? What if you want to die cut out of them? I don't know. So cute though. So cute. Oh, I've got little cards everywhere. Okay, that one's still okay to use. Oh, this one. Oh, what do I want to do to this one? What if I took that mushroom? What if I took the little boy? Let's not take the mushroom. Let's take the little boy. And we're going to mirror stamp him. So I'm going to use my Memento ink. I've got my little dude here. And let's get my gush pad and my Memento ink. And let's ink him up. And let's stamp him. One, two, three, A, B, C, and up. Oh, he's so cute. And then let's grab the kite and let's do a couple kites. Got a couple kites going, and then let's do the little, well, let's mirror stamp. So let's grab the little boy again and let's ink him up. And where's my plate? It's right here. Let's ink him up. Stamp right onto my plate. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Bring him on over. And put him there. Pull him up. And let's do the doggy. Oh, let's do a kite in mirror stamping. He's a little light. I don't think my paper's quite dry. Wipe him off. Get my little guy gone. Wipe off my mirror plate. Make sure it's good and dry. I think my paper's still a little wet, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Let's stamp 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And now I can come over and put my kite going in the opposite direction. And maybe down there. Oh, he's so cute. And then the doggy. And the doggy is going in this direction. He's going facing that way. I want him to face this way. So I'm going to mirror stamp him as well. Wipe off my kite. See, you have options. I don't want my doggy facing that way as if he's running away. I want him facing as if he's running too. Nope. I'm going to mirror stamp onto that. Let's get my block. My doggy. Ink my doggy up. There we go. doggy up. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And now I want my doggy running towards. And up. Now I don't even know if I would color this in. And I kind of like those rough edges. He's so cute. It's up to you what you want to go in and highlight with. Give your ink a little time to dry. And then you make the decision what you want to go in with. Where's a blue? How about a blue? Gosh, I really don't know that I want to do that. And yes, his number's backwards here, but I'm okay with that. He's so cute. I just don't even know that I want to touch it. I just think I'm going to leave it well enough alone. But what an easy way to make amazing watercolor backgrounds. I would totally trim this out. Mat it onto a beautiful piece of paper and incorporate it somewhere. And I would keep these and maybe use these on the card. Oh, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Use those as strips on the card. Oh my gosh, absolutely. There's nothing you can't do. You have so many options when you're using the mirror plate. And with the stamps and the dies so inexpensive, you get a chance to play. All right, die cutting. How about we do some quick die cutting just so you can see. Let's take, let me grab some more paper. I could use just plain cardstock. So how about just plain cardstock? And I wonder how, if we did, let me wipe him down. If we did the yellow and the orange and some pink and we went spritz, spritz, spritz. And I kind of let it run, run, run. It's hard to see it running, but it is. Run, run, run. And I kind of moved it around and got rid of some of the And what if we just did it on regular cardstock? Let's see what we get. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is just regular. This is 100 pound, I think. Well, didn't it? I don't think I pushed as hard there. There, stunning. There, I don't know, maybe you love it, maybe you don't love it, maybe you'd prefer it that way. Maybe we do the, I'm not gonna clean it up, I'm just gonna go right over the top. We do the beige and the green. And the dark brown. And maybe just a splash of blue. Splash, splash, splash. and we get it, we wet it up. And we let it kind of move around so that we don't have those lines. So where it's kind of looking a little like a memento, I'm just going to make it disappear. I don't know. What do you think? All we can do is try. It's only paper. This is just white cardstock. Oh, see, it's beautiful. Yay. Now what you do on top of it is up to you. But did you ever think you could watercolor so flippin' easy, right? Okay, let's die cut. I was supposed to die cut. So let's take some paper and let's stamp. And again, I'm just gonna use white paper. Come on. And let's grab the mushroom. And now it doesn't matter what ink I use because I'm on cardstock. I can use Memento, I can use the India ink. It doesn't make a difference because the ink is going to absorb into this paper so much faster than it does on watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is meant to withstand the water, to give the ink an opportunity to move and to play. That's what watercolor paper does. It gives you that opportunity to move and play, which is why the Memento has to dry before you can get, because it's a dye-based ink. It's a little different than an India ink, an India ink. But on regular cardstock, it doesn't make a difference. You just want an ink that doesn't move with water if you're going to watercolor. So, one. Oh, that looks so good. Let's mirror stamp. So I'm going to use my Memento ink. I'm mirror stamping, and mirror stamping always means Memento ink. I'm going to wipe this off because I don't want that India ink to follow me. You're like, but you said you were going to die cut. I have to have something to die cut. So let's ink this up. Let's give a good press. Ready? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. Let's turn it over. And down we go. Give a good transfer. And up. Regular paper. Regular paper. Which direction do you want your stamp to go? Isn't that nice? Then let's take this, trim it down a little bit. So I want you to see that you can do everything I did on watercolor paper on regular paper too. I don't want you to think, oh, I don't have watercolor paper, I can't do any of this. No, no, no. You can do this, absolutely. A little bit of green. Go in here. Do my leaves. Doesn't matter if it's Memento or not. Once you're on regular cardstock, you are good to go. It behaves differently than your watercolor. Okay, so I'm coloring and I color all my leaves and I do my whole thing. Now let's die cut. Let's see. Ooh, I pulled it out first try. This is a wafer style die. Now this die, I don't I think this will still fit through a sidekick. I'm pretty positive that this will still fit through a sidekick. All the dies. The mushroom is the largest of them, and I still think that that's going to fit through a sidekick. So if it fits through a sidekick, it's going to fit through your big shot, your big kick, your vagabond. What machine do you own? Let's take it down. Let's bring over my die cutting machine. I'm using a Sizzix Big Shot. I'm going to zoom on back just a little bit. Back, 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 back. I'm using a Sizzix Big Shot machine today. When you get your Sizzix Big Shot, it will come with a base plate and a solo shim. That is what you will need to cut wafer style dies, which is what this is, a wafer style die. I'm going to be using a magnetic platform today. And we have a bundle that gets you the machine and the magnetic platform. You buy the machine, you're getting the $40 magnetic platform for free. Why do you need the magnetic platform? Because it makes your life so much easier when you are cutting stamps, when you've got a stamped image and you want to cut around it. I don't have to tape anything down. If I was using the platforms that it came with, which will work fine, I would have to tape to make sure that once I line my die up exactly where I want it, it doesn't accidentally move as I'm cutting. So, a magnetic platform isn't a need, it's definitely a want, but it's a pretty high on the list want if you do stamping and die cutting. If that's who you are, then you already know. You've seen it, it's on your wish list. You know, Mother's Day, Grandma's Day, Auntie's Day, Husband's Day, Significant Other's Day. Have everybody chip in and get it for you. And if you're looking for a machine, well, then now's the time, because we have the bundle with the free magnetic platform. So I'm just going to line it up as close as I can. To where I'm happy. See, that looks too far off for me. All right, I should just go. It's only paper, right? But I want it the way I want it. Okay, Stacy, stop it. Go, send it through. It's an easy die to cut. It's an open frame die. Does not require that you go back and forth. You don't need a precision base plate. It's going to cut the first time and bam, done. But what about the negative? Or the mirrored image? You can't line this. You can't line this with that. It's the flip side. Works perfect when you're stamping the die or the stamp just as you're supposed to, and you use the die just as supposed to. Works absolutely perfect. But we use the mirror plate here. How am I going to die cut that out? I want both of them. I want what I want. Totally get it. Totally get it. You're going to hold. You're going to hold. Let me tilt back and pull it. You're going to hold this up so that you can see the image. So there's my stamped image. Here's the back side. You're going to hold that up. I got a nice light right there. You're going to line it up. And then you're going to tape it down. I can't tell if I'm good or not. But I'm going to go for it. So I'm just going to tape it on down. Should have had a piece of tape ready. Hold it up, make sure it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I'm just going to tape it in place. So now I have the front side with no die, the back side with the die, and I'm going to send it on through. And we'll see how close I came. The darker your image on the other side, the better off you are. So you can color the whole thing in and then die cut it. And not too bad. A little on the top needs to come off, but other than that, not too bad. And now I've got both. You can die cut a mirror image. Absolutely. You absolutely can. All you have to do is remember the die is going to go on the other side. Let's see, what have I got here? That's handy. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, no, I want to do the butterfly. There's my butterfly. I want to do the butterfly because that's really dramatic. So let's grab this and a block. And let's stamp my butterfly. I'm going to use Memento because I'm going to mirror stamp. So here's my first image, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Looks great. Now I'm going to take and stamp right onto my mirror plate. 1, 2, 3, ABC. I can see my image. Bring it over. Because I'm going to die cut, it doesn't really matter where I put it. And down. Give a good press. And up. I've now got my 2 images. Now I can die cut. Ooh, have I made a hot mess. There's my die. Now, if you just like the stamps and you're not a die cutter, we have them on sale too. They're $5.99. But for $1 more, you're going to get the dies. So let's cut my first one, which is the stamped image the way it's supposed to be done, not the mirror image. In fact, let me just add some color to this one so we know which one is the mirror. And I'm just using this just as a straight marker, just so we know which one's the mirror and which one isn't. There. So I'm going to take my die, bring over my die cut machine. I'm using it with my magnetic platform. Put my paper down, line up my die around it, put my do not cut plate over the top. Easy die, it's an open frame die. Through almost any die cutting machine, this one definitely would go through a Sidekick. Pop it out. Now this one can sit there. And then let's do the last one. This time though, I'm going to have to grab a little piece of tape. This is Maker's Tape by Sizzix. You get a whole lot of it for not a lot of money if you don't have a washi tape that you're ready to be done with. So I'm going to hold this up to the light so I can see where to line it up. I'm going to say that looks to be about close. I'm going to tape it down. So I've got the image there, the die here. Okay, so now your $6.99 die and stamp set has become quadruple what originally it started as by adding that one mirror plate. Oh, yay! Look at how good that is! Woohoo! It does help if you add a little color. So now I've got my butterflies going in different directions. I've got my mushrooms going in different directions. I've got the most beautiful watercolored background that I made by just putting ink onto my mirror plate. All right, holy smokes, artichokes. Is your mind like going bzzz? I know, mine did too. It was so much fun playing with these. I had the best time. I had so much fun I made backgrounds and we stamped and we die cut and and we used the Tombow markers. Talk about easy peasy mac and cheesy. I mean, there was so much here to use, so much to learn, and key point. Key. What ink do you use when you're using your mirror plate? Memento. Please use Memento. Just write a little note on that mirror plate. I don't want you to end up with this. Now, I obviously did this on purpose so you can see. I would rather me ruin something of mine than you ruin something of yours. That would break my heart if I didn't give you all the information to make sure you don't do this. Ink is important. Maybe the same color. Black is not all the same. The manufacturer of the inks, they all make slight changes to the chemical composition. Okay, we had so much fun today. We did so many different things and not spending a lot of money at all. And yet the opportunity to create is boundless. I love that they're in two different directions. Put him there, put him there, put him there, bring him over. I could even cut him and make him smaller and put him on the top over here and have him over there. Options aplenty. Crop it at the bottom, get rid of this. You can do this. What would you make with this? What would you do with this? It looks like nothing now, but once you start playing with it, you can die cut beautiful flowers out of this. Watercoloring made so easy. All right. Holy smokes, artichokes. Okay, so I showed you in the beginning all of the different stamp and die sets. There are 25 different sets. 25 different sets. Some of them I have 100 of. Some of them I have 20. No, I have 30. I have at least 30 of everything. But some of them, really, we only have 30. I love this one. Look at the little Coco with the cookies. Oh my gosh. And everybody's loving the llama. Claire was totally digging the llama. The unicorn, so cute. Now, if you are just a stamper, you can absolutely get any of these stamps for $5.99 and not the $9 original price. But for $1 more, you get the die. Personally, I would spend the $1 more and get the die on the whim that at some time in your crafting experience, you may start die cutting, or you go to a friend's house who has a die cutting machine. Maybe you don't have a die cutting machine, but your best friend 2 towns over does, and you meet with them once a month or once every other month. Well, don't you think they're gonna love it if you have the matching dies to go with the stamps for $1 more? Love these guys too. Aren't they so funny? Oh my gosh. So, 25 different sets for you to choose from. Look at the tweet tweet birdie. And my little dude that I was playing with today, you don't use him, forget him. Use the kite, use the doggy, use the grass, use the sentiment. Look at what more is in the set versus what you don't look at what you wouldn't use, look at what you would use. And then think to yourself, is it worth the price? And then you'll know. We've got the Tombows only in the sets, and again, we are very limited on how many we have of these. I think I have less than 50 of each left. I want to say some of them we have maybe 30 of also. So they retailed for $16.99. We had them for $9.99. The best I can do is $8.99 per set, and these are the colors that I was using today. Every color I pulled out today was from one of these sets. And if you don't have any Tombow markers, oh my gosh, this is the best way to start. Also, we have a display for the Tombow markers. We have a stand for it. It's been discontinued. We have about 40 of them left. There's a picture of it. It's part of the YouTube Yummies. It's in there too. So when those are gone, those are gone. They've been discontinued. I've got the mirror plate for you from Stampendous. And we put the watercolor paper at 50% off just to keep it as affordable as we possibly can. So if you were buying some of these and you wanted this to play with too, you could have it. All right. Oh, and I put Memento and India ink on a YouTube Yummy. And the blocks. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, let's talk samples. Let me zoom in just a little bit. And let's talk samples, because I have got oodles and oodles of them. Are you ready? So I showed you this one at the top of the class. And look at this. Be all you dream. Look at, isn't he so cute? And look at the mushroom. So we have everything from, well, we have several, we have Halloween, we have, they did the, well, you'll see, they did the unicorn as a Christmas unicorn. Look at the puppies. Now, honorary SMS girl Katie made this card. And I'm going to zoom in. She used white ink to stamp the back. And then to fill in any little spaces, she just took a white colored pencil and just kind of filled in any little space where the lines didn't meet, and then took a very light gray pencil and kind of added a little bit of accent. But this is using one of the stamps as a background stamp. So subtle, so beautiful. That's just using marker as marker. And look at how cute is he. Oh, makes me wish my guys were little again. One just turned 20 and one's about to turn 19. The 19-year-old, well, they both were in a car accident 2 weeks after the 19-year-old got his license. Was not their fault. The car is in the shop. It's going to take 3 weeks to repair. And I'm going to tell you, we honestly were saying a prayer to God that they would not total the car. Because it was Mr. SMS's old car that after he had the stroke, he wasn't able to drive anymore. Totally paid for, 200,000 miles, the perfect car for a kid. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if they total his car, how are we ever going to get him a new car? But they haven't. They're going to fix it. For that, I am very, very thankful. Look at how cute with the picturama. That's so cute. That's a little birdie. Okay, I have 4 stacks of cards to go through. You're like, oh my gosh. This one, how beautiful is this? How subtle and elegant and gorgeous. Oh. And then look at him. That's just if you've got little ones, that's such a great stamp for them. You can do something for them, or you can let them stamp with it and color it. Who doesn't like a unicorn with rainbows? And see, look at I love the hippo coming out of the box. It's so happy. And see, we turned some of them into Christmas cards just by changing what color we used to color them in. So, really cute, right? So darling. And here we have our, our frogs limbering up. Look at. Sometimes you don't have stamps for little ones. At these prices, you can afford to add a couple of them to your collection and not worry, oh, you don't want to spend $25 on a stamp set for some kids when you don't know how many times you might use it. But for a stamp and die set for that for $6.99, well, then it's okay to add it to your stash. The only stamp we used from the entire collection that it came from was Be All You Dream. We just used a sentiment. See, it's pretty good. You don't have to use everything. Whoever said you can't buy happiness forgot puppies. Smile, you're looking good. I'd bend over backwards for you. See, hippo holiday. Look at okay, super cute Christmas card, totally unconventional. Look at Tear Into Christmas. Thank you to a perfect friend. Sending hugs. Yes, he's a purple dog. Okay. All right, I'm a little over halfway through. Look at how pretty is that? And then we have our Christmas unicorn. Go ahead, embrace the Christmas unicorn. You know you want to. He's just darling. Okay, here's one that Claire made with the angel using the mirror stamp to get the 2 Christmas angels. And all the stars were done with the background. The stars came with the set. Uh-huh. Look at how cute is that? I'm batty about you. Take cap naps whenever, wherever you can. On Christmas gifts, look at that. And then look at how soft and elegant this is. And then we get into the Christmas llama. Have a spittin' good holiday. Claire's like, do you think I can really put that on a card? Heck yeah, she loved it. I think she's going to end up, everybody might be getting this as her Christmas card this year. Have a spittin' good holiday. That made her heart happy. And look they've teamed up the different animals with the packages from the different sets. Don't be afraid to ask for the big wishes on your list. Como se llama? Have a wagon good day. See, they're happy. The path to a friend's house is never too long. Fa la 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 llama. Okay, I'm getting there. One more stack. I think the unicorn might be my favorite, and I'm not such a cutesy kind of girl, but I love it. With the Windorama. Our little dragon. Spread your wings and fly with a very watercolory look to it. Sending hugs. Look at all the negative space. Sending hugs. I'm batty about you. Tweet birthday wishes. For your birthday, I made it a double. Now, I suppose if this was some of the, when he moves, he moves at the bottom. I suppose if this were some of the SMS Girls cards, they might take the double ice cream cone and cover it up with a martini glass. No judgment. Look at sending hugs. Another birthday? No problema. Problema. They're just darling. And our cute little Christmas sloths. All the background was done using embossing powder and one of the stamps. And you've got the mirror image. All right, last but not least, I have two layouts for you. This one has, so all the stars that are embossed are done with a stamp, one of the stamps that comes with the set. And then we've got our little unicorn over here. Isn't that just a darling page? Let me go back just a little bit more. Isn't that a darling page? And you've got all of these that are stamped and embossed with embossing powder. All over. And then our last layout uses the little guys that I was using today. You've got the kites. You've got the two little dudes, mirror image of each other using the mirror plate, kites. Right? Isn't that the cutest layout ever? You can do this. You can. What kind of ink are you going to use with your mirror plate? I'm going to drill that into you. Okay, let me zoom on back. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy. It's Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I sure do hope you learned something today, and if you didn't learn anything new, I hope you just had a good time hanging with me. I loved all of this product, and when Stampendous gave them to me at such a price, that I could bring them to you at such a price, I said, oh, sign me up. You know, like I said earlier, It's all about keeping you crafting and keeping crafting affordable and keeping you in a hobby that you love and enjoy, or are just learning about and starting new and want to dip your toe in, but don't want to dip your toe too far in financially. This gives you the chance to play. Do you need Christmas gifts? Oh my gosh. Nobody needs to know you spent $6.99 for the die and stamp set. I will not tell them. Nobody needs to know you spent $8.99 on the Tombow bundles. I won't tell them. This is a great time to get Christmas gifts because the prices are amazing, and once they are gone, they are gone. A big thank you to Fran and to Peggy and to Laura over at Stampendous and everybody who gets our orders out to us. It's been such a struggle. And I mean, there was a time when Stampendous was out of lids. They were out of lids. Not to their fault, but it took a while. It took, I think, months to get lids in. So just a big shout out from one small mom and pop to another. Stampendous is not a big manufacturer. They're not like some of these major companies. The name is well known because Fran has been around for so long and is so well respected. But their staff isn't any bigger than mine. And look at what they accomplish. Look at what they bring to you. Just joy. And look at what they allow me to sell their products at so that you can continue in crafting. All right. I will see you all next week for YouTube number 400, and we'll do something super spectacular and have some kind of amazing giveaway. I promise you that. But until then, it is me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Please subscribe and head on over to scrapbookingmadesimple.com to see what you like from the flash sale. Fingers crossed that whatever you like is still left after 2 hours. All right, you guys. Bye.